All right, you keep hearing it, right? China, 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 China. But what is their real importance to the United States? In fact, what's their importance to the world? Of course, we know it's bigger than Greece, but it could be overplayed. To that point, China's 16% of the global GDP. It's got about a 7% growth rate. If you believe that, remember when Greece was rolling our markets? Only at 0.26% of GDP. So we know it's a vast difference. However, that being said, I got to tell you something. I think it's overblown. And by the way, I'm going to make a prediction before I bring in the two next guests. Huge update for China's market, along with clear skies, by the way, for Thursday's big military parade. That aside, joining me now, Chris Whiton. He's a former Bush State Department senior advisor, and Chris Retzler. He's Needham's Growth Fund co-portfolio manager. Chris, let me start. Kristen, I got two Chris's. Let me start with you. You know, this whole China thing, we keep hearing about them. And of course, it feels like Donald Trump may have amplified this early on in his campaign. They devalued their currency, and a lot of people feel like they declared war on America. But I don't know that I see it that way. What's your thoughts? White.
Well, you know, I think China's economy is overblown. I mean, after all, we do import about 3 times more than we export to China. Exports are only about $120 billion, less than 1% of the U.S. economy. You know, we have this sort of vision that we're going to be exporting more services and high-tech goods to a growing consumer class in China. Our number one export is actually soybeans. It is followed fairly closely by cars and airplanes. But the fact is, that our exposure to China's market, the ability of that market to impact our GDP, our real economy, is actually quite limited, even if there's severe turbulence. And I'm not sure there is really the severe turbulence in China that people are talking about today.
You know, Chris, it is interesting because their factory report came out last night. It came in line, a little bit of contraction. And here's the difference between now and, let's say, 4 months ago in the market. They actually closed a lot of their factories because they do want clear skies on Thursday when they have this parade. 3 months ago, we'd have rationalized it as a good thing. The markets would have been up. But they are down right now. And there's a legitimate fear that they've built all of these ghost cities, and maybe they've run out of tricks, and something's going to happen to their economy that's going to be ugly, and it's going to hurt everyone.
Well, I think one thing we're seeing is they're trying to transition to more technology. So they're trying to buy, let's say, Micron, and there's a rumor Global Foundries. Probably not going to happen because of Samsung's relationship, but they are trying to develop higher margin businesses versus this resource-based, material-based, building these random ghost towns. So
but the big thing is that they want to have a domestic economy like America, where we just spend, we just buy things, and that's how we generate our economy. It hasn't really worked out that way, even though they do buy more cars and jewelry and things like that. They've hit a bump in the road. Now they've refocused on exports. Here's the thing, guys, that a lot of people don't realize. In 2000, China was only the top export destination for 5 nations. Now it's for 43 nations. That's more than America. So maybe China's problems isn't just China, Chris. Maybe it's a reflection of the entire globe.
Well, the globe is certainly slowing. We're having some hiccups around the world. I don't think the economy is having a heart attack. This is more heartburn. So, again, kind of where we're going over the next couple of months, I don't see this as a disaster. But China is centrally controlled. I mean, the government today was telling their companies, buy back stock, do dividends, do M&A restructuring. Can you ever imagine the U.S. government telling our companies that's what they should be doing? It's a different world. So they're growing.
All right. And they've locked up quite a few people there, too. That's not working either. Guys, we'll have you back.